I'm Allie GREYMOND, the founder of the GREYMOND method. I am one of the original coaches to help people fully recover from OCD, and after years of experience and thousands of clients, my message to you is still the same. You can fully recover from OCD. On this channel, I show you how. But before we start, I just wanted to remind you that I do daily OCD recovery videos, and if you don't want to miss one, hit the subscribe button now. A lot of doctors and therapists treat OCD as if it was a phobia. And this is a road to nowhere. You can never, ever recover this way. Let me explain. The concept of ERP has been around since the 80s, so this is hardly something new and exciting. It's been around for a very long time. If we take a phobia, where you are, for example, afraid of spiders. You do exposure and response prevention, you habituate to maybe standing next to a spider, then eventually you hold a spider, the fear of spiders goes away. Because it's a phobia, generally speaking, another one is not going to come in, or maybe even if it does, it's something that you can quickly do and you will never have another fear on the phobia level again, potentially. I mean, we can't predict these things, but generally speaking, phobias are a one-off type of thing. With OCD, it's a very different story. OCD morphs from theme to theme to theme. So if you use ERP as your main method, where you are zeroing in on a specific fear, and for that specific fear, you do exposure in a way of on-purpose exposures, exposure in a way of hierarchy, exposure or scripting, that will keep you chronic. Again, let me repeat, that will keep you chronic. Why? Because your theme will shift. As you grow, as life changes, priorities shift. And your OCD will go from, oh, this is the most important, to this is the most important, to now this is the most important. And eventually will make a circle and come back to your first theme if it runs out of material. So OCD is not the same as phobia. It cannot be treated the same as phobia. And that is why online you hear all the time people say, I just keep doing exposures, I can never recover. Or people will tell them you can never recover, you can just keep it chronic. Of course, because when you are doing exposure for, let's say, touching doorknobs, it does nothing for your religious OCD, it does nothing for your relationship OCD, it does nothing for your existential OCD. That's later coming if you keep on with the exposures, because eventually you'll exhaust one theme only to create another. This is simple truth that you need to understand. Now, ERP, of course, does have its place in OCD recovery, especially if you are avoiding. So if you are avoiding normal, specifically your normal everyday life, you need to do exposures to get you to normalcy, to stop you doing avoidance behaviors. And for that, you can use hierarchy, you can use on-purpose exposures, that's fine. But that's where generally, for again, situations may differ, but generally, that is where the benefits of ERP end. And after that, you need to take care of rumination. Number one thing is rumination. If you are ruminating, you're allowing yourself to ruminate through talking to somebody about your OCD, watching videos, going on Reddit. All of that is digging you deeper and deeper and deeper into OCD. So I just wanted to make a very clear video explaining what is happening in the OCD community generally, in your life probably specifically, why you're like, my OCD is chronic, I can never recover. So, and all of this makes sense. We already know OCD morphs. Most people had multiple OCD themes. So doing exposure on one, what's it gonna do? Push you into another one? You will never get there. Do you know what I mean? Versus if you get rid of all rumination, get rid of all compulsions, get rid of all avoidances, and again, with avoidances, you can use ERP as part of it, then where's the OCD? If you go to any doctor and you say, hey doc, I'm not avoiding, not doing compulsions, not doing rumination, have no anxiety, please diagnose me with OCD. They'll be like, no, you have no OCD. Right? Doesn't that make sense? Versus treating each theme and just going to another theme. Doesn't it not make sense? Right? Isn't it logical? I hope you find my videos helpful. Subscribe if you haven't. If you would like to book a talk with me, as always, all the information is on youhaveocd.com. I'll see you tomorrow.